when you're a celebrity.
Really, Earl? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what. We can talk about this later. What do you say it's time to bring out our guest?
Good idea.
Okay. Hey, folks, we got a great treat for you tonight. We got a great friend of the show, a great friend of Our Story Productions. Please join us in welcoming from the big city of Mankato, our friend Lonesome Ron. This is a good treat for you guys. We got Lonesome Ron, good friend of the show. You know, and I know you all know Aunt Ella. Lonesome Ron was Aunt Ella's favorite. She was just really something else. And we've got Ron. And Earl, did you realize that we're sitting with royalty tonight?
I did not.
No. Folks, this is Lonesome Ron, king, not prince, king of the Valley Yodelers. Yeah. So Ron, tell me, I know you live up in Minnesota River Valley, and Mankato, the big city, is kind of your home base. But I understand that you have a place out on Swine Lake.
Yeah, about a mile off Swine Lake. You got there. It's
a mile off the lake.
Mile off the lake.
Wow.
Got it from Ronnie Silage. He wanted some guitar lessons, so I showed him a few things, and he got to learn guitar. And I got a summer home.
So let me get this straight. Ronnie Silage, Ronnie P. Silage. He's the business magnate of Sweet Twin County, trying to catch up with old cousin John here. But so he traded you a cabin on Swine Lake for guitar lessons.
Right.
Well, great. Hey, welcome to the neighborhood.
Sure.
That other, 89% of the lakeshore there, that's mine. Oh, but I'm glad to have you there. I'm glad to have you there and Silage out. So share with the audience just a little bit, what your type of music is, what you like to do, we all know you because we've been around here, but tell the folks at home a little bit about what you do.
Well, I do a lot of cowboy music now. I grew up watching Roy Rogers and Gene Autry, and I heard their music. I thought, this sounds really good. So I thought, why don't I start learning some of the old songs like Whoopie-Tie-I-O and Home on the Range and all those greats that made America great.
Now, what type of venues do you normally play at? Is it just little things like, we got our little deal here, but what else do you play at?
Well, I play a lot of fairs and festivals, county fairs, whoever calls. Last year I played at the John Deere Festival down in Waterloo, Iowa, and that was a great time.
Well, that's a big deal. Waterloo and John Deere, that's the home country for them. That's a big deal. I understand that just recently that you got a grant from Prairie Lakes Arts Association.
Right.
What are we going to do there? Or what's that for?
I'm going to record cowboy songs. I got about a dozen of the old ones I'm going to record, and a few originals that I've written over the years.
Let me ask you this: is there a possibility we could talk you into maybe honoring us and our listening audience with a little song?
Sure. I'll do one song that I was going to do on the CD.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Hey, folks, Lonesome Ron.
This is a song I wrote about a camp cook. And he does the most work on the cattle drive. He always makes sure people are fed. His name is Chuck Wagon Joe. There's a trailhand that we all know. The name he goes by, Chuck Wagon Joe. When lunch is ready, he'll ring that bell. Come and get it, you can hear him yell. Cattle rise up at break of dawn, and we get ready to move them on. We'll smell that bacon across the plain. It's breakfast time on the open range, working from morning till setting sun. Even when it's storming, his job gets done. We'll gather round the dinner bell, then we'll know that we'll all eat well. Sourdough biscuits and ham gravy, and the best cornbread on the whole prairie. When stars are shining and all is still, there'll be hot coffee to fight the chill. He'll have our trail set for the morning hour. He's aimed the wagon right at the stars, working from morning till setting sun. Even when it's storming, his job gets done. And when the angels ride him away. And at supper time on Judgment Day, come and get it, you'll hear him cry. From the big chuck wagon roaming in the sky. From the big chuck wagon roaming in the sky. Thank you.
Oh, that was awesome, awesome. So, Ron, tell me, what is it about cowboy songs? I mean, they've been around for 150 years. What is it that drew you in, that you wanted to know about, or to get into those more?
Well, I always liked the music, but there's been a fascination with the Old West for years. Way back in the 1900s, early 1900s, before that, when Buffalo Bill had his Wild West show, people wanted to just see what the Wild West was like, and he would show that when he'd go to town. He'd have stampedes and small cattle drives, and do his whole shooting matches, and people loved that, and it just kind of carried over with music. And if you got a good melody and some really interesting words, you got something that carries a piece of history from years ago to present day.
Just lasts along for such a long time. That's sure. Awesome. Now, I know earlier we talked a little bit about you go to fairs and different exhibits and that type of thing. Do you also do like smaller venues too?
I sure do. And you can find me, just go to my website. It's www.lonesomeron.com, and there you can find all the contact information you need.
Well, that's great. I hate to bug you, but could we shoot for one more?
Oh, sure.
That's great. Hey, folks, let's hear Lonesome Ron one more time.
This song's about a cowboy who falls in love, and he's ready to get married. He's got one more cattle drive to go, and he's looking forward to getting back home and finding his wife and getting married. It goes like this. Chasing the longhorns through sagebrush and sand, with Molly caught up in my mind. In just one more day we'll be in Cheyenne and leave all the cattle behind. Oh Molly, dear Molly, tomorrow I will be home, and I'm gonna buy you a big diamond ring, and then I can call you my own. Oh, the days they were lonely, the nights they were cold. Last week we stopped a stampede, but now I'm just yearning for Molly to hold. She's the only one that I need. Oh Molly, dear Molly, tomorrow I will be home, and I'm gonna buy you a big diamond ring, and then I can call you my own. Yodeloo, yeah, yodeloo, dee-oh, hi-yo-dee, yodeloo, yeah, yodeloo, yodeloo, doo-loo, yo-loo-lay-lo-dee. When the sun hits the valley and it's breakfast time, we see the first rays of the morn. I'll pack up my bedroll and strap it behind, 'cause then we'll be moving on. Oh Molly, dear Molly, tomorrow I will be home, and I'm gonna buy you a big diamond ring, and then I can call you my own. From the far hills behind to the blue skies ahead, the prairie dogs scamper away, but I'll be asleep in a soft feather bed as soon as I pick up my pay. Oh Molly, dear Molly, tomorrow I will be home, and I'm gonna buy you a big diamond ring, and then I can call you my own. Yes, I'm gonna buy you a big diamond ring, and then I can call you my own.
Oh, that was great. You know what? Yeah, I think of the time frame of these cowboy songs, when the cattle drives out west were going on. And that kind of fits with the, what is the 150th anniversary of the Civil War. That's kind of a big thing for some of your music too, isn't it?
Well, right. I do several Civil War songs as well, and the Civil War is part of history. It's part of the American history. And cattle drives started up shortly thereafter, and the big cattle drives, driving the herds from Texas all the way up to Abilene, put them on the railroad, and the songs came along with that. And I think some of the songs even may have come from the Civil War. And when the cowboys sing, they sing the songs they know, and if they know Civil War songs, they sing them, because a lot of soldiers went on to join cattle drives later on.
And that's where you fit in there. Now, we talked earlier a little bit about the CD that you're going to do. How many songs are on that?
I'm planning on a dozen of traditional songs from the Old West, the ones the cowboys sang, but I'll also have 3 originals I'll be putting on there with them.
Oh, wow. So how did you come about, choosing the 12 songs that you wanted to be on there?
Well, I listened to other performers performing them, and I thought, that sounds pretty good, and I gave my own twist on the songs, and it's just songs that have great melodies and a lot of words that describe what a cattle drive was like. Because if you listen to them all, eventually you get a feeling for what the cowboys were living when they did the.
You feel like you were there a little bit, yeah.
Right.
Okay, folks, we talked already about Ron's website a little bit, but also you can go on and he'd really like this too. Go ahead and like him on Facebook. That's Lonesome Ron, right?
Right.
As Lonesome Ron, that's great. And folks in the audience, studio audience, one more time, Earl, just going to show why this is the hottest ticket in town. Folks, you guys get an official Lonesome Ron wooden nickel. Good for one cowboy song. We're gonna run out one more time and take a little report and hear about some things that are going on outside Sweet Swan County. You gonna hang around with us for just
I will.
one more? Okay, great. Folks, we'll be right back.
Coming from LA, I cannot believe how beautiful our story country is and how friendly everyone is. Just the other day, I took a day trip to some wonderful communities and I spent hours exploring. Just take a look.
In business since 1993, Fiberworks Needlework Shop in Waverly, Iowa carries supplies and accessories for all types of needlework and quilting projects. Patterns, fabric, thread, buttons, beads, and even yarn line the shelves of this colorful store. Other services offered include mail orders, cutting fabric to size, custom framing, pleating for smocking, finishing the bell pulls, stockings, pillows, stand-ups, and wall hangings, and in-store instructional classes. Let Carol know what you want to learn, and she will set up a time and project for you. The staff will help you acquire the skills you need for any needlework project. With over 2,000 bolts of quilting fabric and a large rack of closeout fabrics, Fiberworks Needlework Shop's inventory is ever-changing, so be sure to check often to see what is new. Join the many people who find stitching a great stress reliever. Fiberworks Needlework Shop, Waverly, Iowa.
Hey, folks, thanks, welcome back. What a great report. I'll tell you what. Listen, guys, you got to go on the web and check out Ron's website. You are not going to be disappointed. There is so much there.
Sure is. What you can do is you can find out, upcoming events, my contact information, even YouTube links too.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, buy that new CD. It's a good one. And you can learn about where he's coming to, everything else. It is just awesome. My friend,
yes.
Thank you so much for coming and seeing us tonight. We love your talent here, but it's more about the history. Earl, he gives us a snapshot in time.
You could say that.
Of how things were a long time ago out on the prairie, driving the cattle across the country. What a deal, folks! Thanks for stopping by tonight. I tell you what, we had a great time.
It was fun.
Yes,
Great.
We got to go now. Good night, everybody.